Hello gamers, I am CraigDB and oh my god, I'm in Minecraft. What is going on? I am back in Minecraft. So yeah, basically I did stop playing Minecraft for quite a bit and just moved on to other games and things like that, but I've kind of got back into it a bit, mainly because I stopped doing my server many years ago, but Dylan has actually decided he wanted to start a server. And that kind of got me back into it a bit. So this is a new server. We were playing a bit on 1.12, but this is a brand new server just started up now with 1.13. That the idea is that Dylan and a few of his friends will be mainly running. It is Dylan's server, not mine, but I'm kind of helping him with the mechanics of it. This has only been running for a couple of hours now, and I'm the only person who's logged in so far. But the plan is, much like anyone who does watch Minecraft videos, you'll probably... Oh, great, it started raining. Anyone familiar with things like Hermitcraft and things like that, Brian and Mumbo, there's a bunch of people out there running some servers, and they get on there and, you know, groups of people all do their own videos from the same server. The idea was that we're kind of working on a similar concept here. Dylan will probably be doing his own videos. Some of his friends are probably going to start trying to do their own videos. We're going to be running all of this from this server. The main difference is this is not vanilla. This is a spigot server, which is basically like Bucket. Anyone familiar with running servers? This is a little bit more than just vanilla. It's got some plugins in there. Now, that being said, a lot of it is designed for mini games, for doing a lot of enhancements and things like that. This one here, yes, it is to enhance the game a bit, but just to enhance two factors. One is to enhance the vanilla game a little bit, but just to improve it, not detract from it, so that you've still got the vanilla survival Minecraft game in its pure essence. But the second thing is mainly for anti-griefing functionality. We do hope to have this, to some degree, a public server that people can log into. So as such, as everyone knows, when you go onto a public server, there are some people in there that just want to cause problems. And so a lot of the plugins and stuff, there are some anti-griefing plugins and things like that to go with the Spigot server, just to try and help with that. But other things just to make the game a little bit more than just the vanilla game. So the main thing is, I believe that I'm in here by myself right now, but we are planning to have a basic startup with the guys. We're probably going to get together and have a bit of a discussion. We may even rename the server. At the moment it's just called DB Gaming, but we might come up with an actual name for the world as we discuss and get together. We're going to set up a spawn point. We're going to do all of that sort of stuff and get things going. For the moment, I'm just getting started on it and just exploring the game. So this is, I've just logged in essentially, so this is probably going to be the spawn area. I tried a few different seeds just to experiment. I kind of like this, it's nice big plains. We should probably find, I don't know if I saw some horses before or not. We've got some cows over there, we've got a bit of water here. I saw a savanna over there, and I think we've got a little bit of desert. If we look over there, looks like there's some sand there. I don't know if that expands into a desert or not. It looks like that's a bit of cactus over there. So it looks like we could have some desert. So we've got some sand going. We've got a few basic starting points. So I think this is a pretty good spawn point. So it looks like there might be some more desert over that way as well. So glass hopefully won't be too much of a problem for most people. So yeah, we did play for a while in 1.12, and I did set up quite a bit of a base there, and I'm going to try and recreate the base that I had. Not exactly, but the main basic concept, which is basically like this underwater dome, glass dome, sort of like an Atlantis kind of concept. Even though this is 1.3 and we've got a lot of facilities that you can set up fully underwater, bases and things like that where you can, conduits I think they're called, allow you to breathe underwater and stuff. I'm probably still going to go a little bit along the terms of just sort of like, it's not going to be a waterlogged dome as such, it's going to actually be an air-based dome, so I'm going to have to excavate out all the water as, is that the right word? Excavate out? Anyway, and I'm going to be setting up, I'm going to try and replicate a few bits and pieces that I did have in the other world, which includes a couple of bits and pieces like, I want to try and if we can find a village near the spawn, I want to try and deck out a village for trading and things like that and get that all set up really well. Mainly, especially for things like the librarians and stuff we had in the other world. We did have a village that had some good librarians to get some good enchantment books from and things like that. But I had a blaze spawner that was working really well. It was kind of a modification of a concept that I did get from a video from Mumbo Jumbo. Thanks to Mumbo Jumbo for the design. I made a few changes to it on the 1.12 server. I hope to replicate that in here. There's a generic mob harvester, things like that. The bunch of things that I did have in that server, I'm hoping to kind of simulate again in this world. So lots of stuff to go on with, but for the time being I really just want to explore and find a spot. The main thing being I want to find a big ocean area. The idea is it's going to need to be about 80-85 blocks square of deep ocean to base where it's going to go. I redesigned it a bit. Good. Getting out into the desert gets rid of all of that rain, which makes it less noisy. Oh, it's raining a bit over there. Anyway, we're just going to explore around and see what we can find. We've got some rabbits there. I thought I saw some houses over there, but I think it's just trees. Now, what? Oh, that's a monument. That's a desert temple. It's a buried desert temple. I'm not going to mess with that at the moment, but I definitely want to come back and have a look at that at some point. Oh wow, cool. That's really close to spawn too, so I don't know if I'll get there in time or one of the other guys will look at it before I get the chance to, because that's so close to spawn that by the time someone else logs in, everyone's going to find that one really quickly. That looks like a village over there. If it is a village, I want to at least contain at least 2 villages so that they don't get killed by zombies, because the idea being that I want them to be able to... Once a village, all the zombies kill all the villagers, that's pretty much it. But I can at least keep 2. They should breed and I can set it up properly. I want to set up a properly housed in village so that they're all protected and all secured. Now, for the time being, what I want to do is I want to just dig up a whole bunch of dirt so I can just block in some of those... Oh, that sounds like lava. I want to be careful. I would have thought by now I would see some hostiles, which is a bit interesting. Again, this is I've just started a new server, so I mean, you know, normally there's plenty of hostiles around. It's never a big issue, but I'm a bit concerned that I'm just not seeing any right now. Now, what I want to do is I just want to put some blocks across a couple of these spots. Oh, these guys are still outside at the moment. Now, I basically copied the old server's configuration and stuff and just cleared it all out. So, and it was... Oh, yeah, there's some mobs. We definitely have mobs happening. Okay, because I was getting a bit worried for a second there. Okay, let's secure them in. They're all looking safe. Let's just hide in here for now so that no one can get me. I'm just going to have to wait it out till morning. Now, one of the other things that, while I'm waiting around, the other thing I wanted to discuss is a little bit of a change in the direction with my videos, because I kind of looking at an option to create a little bit of a community of people, of gamers as such, because recent development in my life, quite a life changer, is that I've actually just recently been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Now, they haven't 100% confirmed that it's type 1, but I had a nightmare of a couple of weeks just past, and I've been diagnosed with diabetes. It's completely changed my life. There's a lot of different things going on that I have to now get used to. So I kind of wanted to document it a little bit in my videos, talk about it, discuss. I want to get like a bit of a, anyone who wants to make any comments, anyone who has their own experiences, because they have diabetes as well. I also want to help if there's anyone who's just recently being diagnosed themselves. Obviously, there are doctors and everyone are going to help with you if you do ever get diagnosed with such things. They're going to help you with the main, the obvious stuff. But just little life-changing factors that will happen that the doctors don't talk about. They just help you with the medicines and what to do and what to eat. Diet is the biggest obvious issue, the two main factors, because anyone who doesn't know, the obvious thing with diabetes is that you have a thing in your body called pancreas. It creates insulin. Insulin breaks down sugar. So every time you eat sugar, your pancreas creates insulin to break it down, and that's part of the whole body's process to convert sugar into energy, and that's how it functions. However, for different reasons, your pancreas can stop functioning or reduce function, depending on type. Type 1 is the bad one, where your pancreas basically stops working altogether. Type 2, it doesn't work as well. And that one, it's not as critical as type 1, but it's still a big issue. And so, as a result, you have to artificially supply yourself with insulin, which is via an injection that you have to take regularly and mainly with meals, things like that. So that's the basics of it. The doctors will obviously go through all of that, but there are things that doctors don't talk about, and that's kind of what I wanted to get into. Oh, we got husks. And I don't, okay, we got husks coming, because it's a desert. And I don't even have any weapons. I got a few guys safe, so hopefully that should maintain this village for now. So yeah, basically a couple of weeks ago, got really sick and I didn't know what was going on, and eventually I went into these zombies are actually going to make things really loud, so I might have to wait until morning to discuss things, because these guys are just going to interrupt me the whole way. Oh, there's a creeper. Night has passed. I'm going to go back out exploring again and find some more stuff around and see. Oh, there's another village over there. Well, that's handy. A couple of close villages near the spawn. And yes, as I was saying before, the original diagnoses, and this is something interesting for anyone who, if they're not feeling very well, it's something to keep an eye out for. Oh wow, isn't that a weird looking village? Yeah, because I was actually, for a couple of weeks there, I was not feeling very well at all, and I ended up taking quite a bit of time off work and all of that sort of stuff. Hello. And really didn't know what was going on, had no clue whatsoever. One of the obvious signs, and this is something to be very watchful for, is your eyesight, because my long distance eyesight has always been pretty good, but it really went down. Excuse me while I'm going to grab some food here. I need to eat a little bit. Anyway, Digressing. Eyesight. My long-term eyesight. My eyesight got so blurry. Like anyone who was more than a couple of meters away, I couldn't recognize who people were. Is that another village, or am I just going back the way I came? And that was obviously the first telltale sign. What happens is because the veins in your eyes are so small, the glucose affects that really quickly. But eventually I got to the point where I was just, I couldn't even stay. I had to lie down just all the time. I was just really just not feeling like I could do anything like, more than just lie down. And I was always thirsty. And no matter how much I drank, I would go into the toilet all the time, always drinking, but always feeling thirsty. And these are all telltale signs. So anyone who is starting to is not feeling well, these are telltale signs to be wary of. If especially from what I understand, it's a hereditary thing. So if you've got a history of diabetes in the family, but obviously anyone who's got a history of diabetes in the family's going to know a lot of these telltale signs. However, this is not, in the past, it's always been, and this is a mystery that the doctors had with me, is that usually the history in the family is the basic given. If there's no history in your family of diabetes, normally you won't get diabetes. This seems to be a changing trend, however. I don't know if it's because of modern diets and things like that, but there are other factors as well, which I'll get into. I have no history in my family of diabetes, yet here I am. And what ended up happening, one of the contributors is infections in the body can attack the pancreas. And that's one of the biggest issues that can cause it. But I believe that was one of the major contributors with me, is there was some infections that I had that were attacking, and that brought it on. All of those telltale signs, if you've got those kind of symptoms going on, you need to get to the doctor and you need to get it checked, because this is like, it's very serious. It's like, this is a life-threatening situation. I believe when the doctors, now the standard blood sugar levels of a normal person, the optimum levels are between 4 and 8. I now have a little glucose counter that I use, that I check all the time, just to keep my blood sugar levels under control. And the idea is that if it's below 4, you're too low and you need to boost your sugar levels. In fact, they've actually recommended that I've got to have it above 5 before I drive, because if it's below 5 and going down, it can affect you very, very quickly. So it's basically a rule of thumb that I've been given. Above 8 is too high. When I was first taken to the hospital, hey, here's some turtles. Hey, turtle. When I was first taken to the hospital, I was in the 50s, and that's how bad it had gotten. Hence, I could barely walk. It was really getting quite serious. I'm going to see if I can get some wood here, because I'm going to go out in the boat and see if oh, there's a shipwreck over there. I'll go check out that shipwreck. So yeah, these are basically I just wanted to cover some of the early symptoms I had, and things, because anyone who's showing any of those symptoms, you need to react, you need to take care of it. Because if you ignore it, it is a life-threatening situation that you need to get sorted out. Now, what I am encouraging as a part of this, anything little instances or experiences that I have, I'm planning to talk about them during videos. I really also looking at, because I'm very new to the whole situation, so I'm learning as I go. So I really want to hear from other people who either have the issue. Oh, look at this, all this wheat. Oh yeah, pair of leather boots. What are they? Unbreaking. Fair enough. That's cool. Yeah, so I mean, I want to learn from other people's experiences. I also want to, you know, do just a discussion factor of just learning about different things about having diabetes, because it's a life-changing situation when you get it, and I would love to be able to help other people along the way who are experiencing similar situations like I have. Oh, iron, good. Actually, I'll leave a little bit of this because I don't want to go too overboard, but I do want a pair of shears so that I can shear some of those sheep and get a bed happening. But I also want to look at... I'm wondering if I shouldn't just get 3 more and just make an axe for now. Now, interestingly enough, that didn't actually... I don't know if it's because I don't have an axe at the moment. There is a plugin running called the Timber plugin, or I think it was called that, something like that, whereby when you take out a block, it will actually remove all of the logs above it. The idea being to prevent the old floating tree scenario. Because everyone hates floating trees. I don't think I know a single person who thinks, oh, floating trees are cool. Right now I need a boat. We have a boat. Is it? That looks like that's drowns. That's definitely drowns. Oh, and that was a drowned with a trident. Uh-oh. I'm dead. Yay! Trident. So, my first death to the trident. Well, I was worried about the whole idea of things spawning before. Well, they're definitely spawning. Now, spider jockeys are back too, which is kind of cool. Not that that was just a normal skeleton, but it just reminded me that yes, the spider jockeys are back. I have seen one in the playing around bit, but not obviously in this particular spawn yet. But when we were experimenting with the 1.3 update, 1.13 update is what I meant to say. So it seems like those tridents will also knock out your boat, which is a bit of a thing to be wary of. But kind of cool, because it used to be a case of if you wanted to stay safe, you just make a boat, you go out the ocean, nothing could get you. Well, that's no longer... Oh, creeper. No longer quite the case anymore. Just trying to collect up some... Ironically, with the whole diabetes thing, I'm picking up sugarcane. Yay. But I'm using it to make paper. I want to make paper and make some maps and stuff. We've got a bit of fire going on over there. It's almost day, which is a good thing. So obviously a lava pocket or something there. More carrots. 1 carrot. I get to eat 1 carrot. At least that gets me to a little bit. Oh, here we go. There's another carrot. Oh, here we go. I got a herbalism increase. That's the MCMMO plugin. So what that will do is it enhances a lot of the different abilities, mining, excavation, which is shovels and stuff, herbalism, which is just food and plants and stuff, all sorts of different things. It gives you little bonuses along the way. It'll give you like double drops for mining, it'll give you extra things that come up out of the dirt when you dig, auto planting and stuff when you, and some double drops as well as when you, with all your growing plants and whatnot. So yeah, there's a few extra little benefits. The more you use it, the better your results are. One of the things you can use, the iron block also works as an anvil as well as the normal vanilla Minecraft anvil, but this one is just a case of right click and it'll repair an item. Not really so good for enchanted items, but it's a really good way to use for non-enchanted items, especially when it comes to shovels and stuff that you don't really, if you're not doing silk touch and stuff, you don't really need enchantments on. It's just a useful way to have one item and be able to repair it regularly, and it becomes more the more you do repairs, the more efficient it becomes. So you're actually using less items, less resources to repair than you would to make a new one and things like that. The other thing I did, bookshelves. Usually just, yeah, you use them for enchanting, you use them for decoration. In this case, you can use them to place books. It's a plugin I've put in, make bookshelves a little bit more useful. It's going to be really handy with the enchantment tables because you can just make up a whole bunch of books. And when you're enchanting books to be used for other things, you can store them on the bookshelf, rather than having to store them inside chests and stuff. It's just sort of a thing that kind of makes sense. Wow, that's deep. Block that off so nothing can get up from down inside that cave. Oh, here we go. Whoa! That's the Berserker ability. That's one of the bonuses that you can trigger. Berserker ability is, when you trigger it, allows you to dig really fast, or attack really fast. But obviously at a low level it doesn't last for very long. The more you build up your unarmed combat skill, the longer the Berserker will last for. And it's a little bit like your Berserk feature in Doom or whatever, where you're basically able to like one-punch things really easy. But as you saw there, it turned off, you got maybe one punch if you're lucky, if you timed it right, using that facility. And the idea is, like any sort of MMO-based concept, is the more you level up, the better it gets. So it's, yeah, just sort of like skilling up your RPG features a bit more on here. We got one of those weird monument things in the village. This rain has been going on. Oi! Alright, you're going down. I still have no idea where that ocean I got to before. I just can't seem to find it. Let's head this way. Yay, the rain has stopped. And a horse. And a baby horse. And a horse. This, the new swimming mechanic is useful, because when you get to a point where you've got to get across water, it'll be really annoying with the whole plod across. Uh-oh! Acrobatics, another MMO feature. The more you fall, the more your acrobatics goes up, which gives you opportunities to roll and things like that, which means that you don't take as much damage when you fall on long distances. Okay, so as part of the whole exploring thing, I decided I'm going to get a bit more serious about this whole map thing. So I've started digging down. Probably can't see a thing at the moment because it's so dark. I'm going to start, what have I got here? I got enough now. Let's get a furnace going. And of course I've got the Optifine going. So you'll notice that the torches actually work in my hand. That's because of the Optifine plugin that I've got, the Optifine mod on my client. But it's time just to dig down. There's my first mining skill gone up. First of many. And I've already got iron. That's it, I actually mined iron before I mined coal. Let's test out this tree plugin. Let's test it on this guy over here. There we go. This is what I was talking about. When you use an axe, it takes the whole tree. It's not perfect because if the tree is not straight, the side bits still don't come down. There used to be one I used to use years ago that was way better for that. It just took the whole tree. I don't know why that has not come across on this new one. I'll actually be oh, there we go. I've already broken. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's an abandoned mine. Light that up so nothing's coming after me. Oh. Oh, bats make a little flappy noise now. That's cool. Because I'm getting a bit more iron in here. This was a good spot to find a bunch of iron. Bird skeleton. And here, look at all this iron here. This is awesome. Oh. Except that's not awesome. Ouch. You. Please, these will be useful because that'll be an easy way to get a bow happening. With the amount of spider sounds there, that sounds like a spawner. So I do want to be careful. There's way too many spiders there for that not to be a spawner. Right, now comes the bit where we start bumping the repair level. Should be enough iron there now. Oh no, I only cooked up 8 iron. That's not enough. For the time being, I can sacrifice 1 coal. You'll actually notice when I place it down, it'll give us an extra little thud. Plonk, saying I've placed an anvil. Now I can right click on it and you'll see how it actually repairs my pick, so I can come back and repair my pick rather than making a whole bunch of them, which just consumes the cobblestone as it goes. Plus it'll give me boosts to the repair while I'm at it. I'll get a level up enough that I can start then doing it to iron picks and stuff, and... Uh-oh. Let's no longer go that direction. Start going this direction. Redstone. I think I need iron pick to mine redstone. Let's see. What the hell? Pretty sure it needs to be an iron pick or it won't pick it up. Yep. There's bedrock. One block. Wasted is not too big a deal. So let's get some redstone and let's make a compass. Let's get a map. Just keep digging around because I want some more redstone than that. How much should I get? Oh, 5. Well, that's pretty decent. That's 5 maps. Okay. Don't want to make too many. Make 2 for the moment. Don't want to waste all my iron. Don't have that much yet. I have a map! Yay! Right. Oh! It auto fills out the map. These. Oh no, because I've already explored all this area, it automatically fills it all out. I'm right next to the edge there, which is probably not the best place to choose to use that map. Okay, well, I have found a spot. Of course, it's raining again. But I've found some ocean areas. Found a skeleton. Always skeleton. But you can see here, this spot here looks like, you can see here, I picked up a turtle along the way as well. This one's just, I think he's trying to get him out. He's like, get out of the boat. No! Get out of the boat. No! Anyway, this looks like a fairly decent sized area, and I think I can actually get in the boat with the turtle here. And if we look at the side, now I want it to be like 85, but, oh, that's going to kill the turtle if I keep doing that. Right, so, let's have a look at some stats here. So we're looking at around the 1530 mark here, but I really want to go in a bit over here into the deep ocean before I start measuring, because that's like, this is going to be the edges of my dome. We get over the 450, and you can see there's some ice over there too, some packed ice, which might come in handy. So this is classed as deep ocean now. So 1450. So if it's 85, I want to take it down to, so the 50 will take it down to 1400. So I want another 35 after that, so it'll be 1365. So if I go to 1365, let's see how far in that goes. 1365 is here. So that's actually plenty of room. I can actually go quite a lot further in than that. I can go way further in than that. And if we go this way, so we've got minus 65 there. If we take it from here, for example, so we've got minus 404. If we can get it to minus 300 over here, we're going to be pretty close to that ice over there, but not too close. So this really looks like a good spot. So what I want to do is find kind of like a central spot that's going to be like the starting point of the the dome. I want to have a look underwater for a second, see what we've got under here. Actually, there's quite the pillar here. I might have to either dig that out or go around it. So this is something I probably should have paid closer attention to first. Whoops, I'm drowning. So I made myself a tiny little spot here that I could just hide in at night for the time being. Put a little chest there so that I don't get, so that I've saved a few of those pieces that I picked up along the way. Of course, all of that iron mining that I did earlier, I left it all behind in that spot, which getting back there again is going to take a while, so someone will probably stumble across that and go, oh, iron, mine now. So yeah, I was hiding away from a phantom in here earlier, and when you put it like just like diagonal like that, they can actually hit you in the corners there, so you have to be a little bit careful with them guys. And awesome. Now daytime, I can have a closer look at all of this water area here. Not super deep. Could be deeper. I'm going to have to keep this spot in mind and maybe look around a bit more, see if I can see some other... Because it seems like I know I've seen much bigger deep ocean areas, but that was in previous builds of like 1.2 and stuff. With the 1.3, I don't know if they've changed stuff too much as far as how big the oceans are. But this is option A, I guess. One of the things you'll notice is that it's using what's called the old combat mechanics. Again, this is another plugin that is being used called old combat mechanics. So it just doesn't have all of those cooldown features and stuff on the sword and whatnot. Okay, so like I said though, I'm going to have to start thinking about actually setting up this food a bit more productively. There's just temporary farmland. Green terra. Green terra, I don't know exactly what that means. I'll hang on to 2 of my carrots just as emergency for now, even though I've got some raw mutton from the dogs that I passed along the way. I passed some wolves along the way that had killed some sheep, which is why I had the white wool as well as having the mutton. Plant that there, that'll just give us some stuff to get started. See, this is looking like it's starting to just build more land space again. And I've found that the maps are not showing enough space to really give me a clear indication of what's around me. Okay, so I've had a bit of a look around and this is still looking like the best spot to go. So the point now will be to find the middle of this area. Now I've made just a little bitmap image just to pixelate out my pattern for the full borders. So it's the circle's going to go around in this section here. I don't know if it's my imagination or not, but it just seems like it's getting dark really quickly. A lot quicker than normal. It still looks like there's a few spots that there's just land sticking up that I want to get past this. I think I want to build it past this wreckage here. So I think the idea was to start it over here. The rest of it looks like it's deep enough. We're right on the edge of something there. We're right on the edge of a ravine section there, so I'm going to have to work around that. Is this one of these ones where, yeah, this is where it sucks you down. I have to be a bit careful. But that's going to be going right around the edge there. That's going to be right on the edges. So my actual dome's going to really skirt the edges of that. So this is going to be the center of my Atlantis underground, underwater Oasis Dome base, whatever you want to call it. So the idea is it will have a dome go across the top. It'll have some, I think I'll probably use iron blocks for the, like the structure around the center of it and so forth, and then just glass to fill that in. So I will get started on that. I'm going to leave it there for the time being. That will be today's episode. Thank you for watching. So yeah, stay tuned for more videos. I'll be catching up with some of the other guys on the server in later videos. Tune in to some of the other guys, watch their videos as well. That will, obviously I don't know much about the information. I look up Dylan DB Gaming for his videos when they start getting produced. I can't tell you much about the other guys at this stage because I don't know, but that'll come up as we develop. And yeah, so if you've recently been diagnosed with diabetes, you may suspect you have diabetes, anything like that, I'll welcome any comments below. I would love to be able to help people out, and would also be interested in people who might even be able to help me out with ideas, suggestions, tips, things like that, just to help cope with life when parts of your body don't work. That's about the best way to put it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again. Bye.